Hello, Michelle. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. What are we getting into on All Ears English, Michelle? Oh, I do have a question for you, actually.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Let me know.
can I ask you, what is something that you do every day?
Ooh, every day, I would say almost every day I go to the playground. Almost every day. Yes, I
Ah,
spend a lot of
yeah.
time at the playground, and that is what I do. What about you? What's something you do every day?
I make coffee every day at
Mm,
home. Yes, gotta have my coffee in the morning. I don't go to the gym every day, so that
no.
doesn't qualify. But it's
Okay.
all But it's more frequently than here and there. I mean, what
Oh,
about
yeah.
here and there, Michelle? What is something you do kinda here and there and when you feel like it?
Something I do here and there is hmm, that's a good question. Clean my house.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's just I don't always have the time for it, but, you know,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping to make a change in that soon.
Yeah. I think here and there we'll go out
Mm,
for dinner. My partner and
yeah,
I will go out. Like we went out last Friday and we had some pizza. That was nice. But we don't go out every night. It's too expensive,
expensive,
right?
yes.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly, yeah, so here and there, we've been going out more frequently than in the past because things have just been busy, and by the time
Yeah.
Dan gets home, and then now my
Yeah.
kids request there's this cute little pizza place, that we love, and yesterday we were coming home from the playground, and my daughter goes, "Pizza!"
That's so cute.
So we
Kids
always
love pizza.
yes,
Yeah.
they do. So, yeah, here and there. We're gonna be talking about that today. Guys, before we get into it, we wanna remind you to hit follow wherever you're listening to All Ears English.
Yeah, just let the show come right into your listening queue for the summertime and get ready for the fall. It will be the right time to start to really ramp up your English. But even if you have free time this summer, hit that follow button, guys, so we can come to
Mhm,
you. All right.
mhm, mhm. Yes.
Good.
So
Yes. All
today we
right.
are going to answer a great question from a listener. And that reminds me of another great question that we had from a listener that was on episode 2221, maybe versus perhaps in English.
Mm.
So that was a good one. Listen to that one. Now we're going to talk about here and there. And this reminds me in episode 2015, we did talk about this word dabble. So
Yes.
that word
Dabble.
was brought up then, Lindsay. You like that word to dabble?
Oh, I love that word. Yeah, just to try little things. Just try it, put your foot in the water,
Here and
right?
there. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So, Lindsay, could you read the listener question?
Yes, this is from Pre, and
Mhm,
Pre says, "In English, you use here and there to talk about rare things."
mhm.
That's the question right there, and I
That's the
love this
question. Yeah.
question. There are a lot of ways in which we use here and there about our activities, about finding things randomly, encountering things. So
Mhm.
let's get into it, Michelle.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like this. So, yeah. So, what does here and there mean?
It means, occasional. I'd say occasional
Occasional.
is a
Yeah.
great word to describe
Occasional.
it. It's not regular, it's not every time or always everywhere, but it's
Mhm.
not necessarily super rare, the thing
Right.
that you're talking about
Right.
either, right? Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily. I would say it's more this feeling of like sometimes, right? Occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for example, I play guitar here and there. I want to start playing more.
Yeah, good. I love
Mm,
that. What else? Is there another one? Another sample sentence
okay.
here?
So
Yeah?
for me, this is true. I usually shop at the grocery store next door, but I head over to Trader Joe's here and there.
See, that's really interesting because 'cause you're talking about physical location.
Yeah.
So if we're not paying attention, we might think, you mean is Trader Joe's here or
Here
is it
or
there?
there. Or is it here and there? That's
So
funny.
be careful,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, that's why it's important to know this because this could get confusing. I mean, Lindsay, anything about your habits? Like, is there maybe a where you get all your food, but then here and there you
Yeah.
go to a special place, or do you
Yeah.
ever go to Trader Joe's?
Not very much. There's one kind of far from where I live. It's in my neighborhood, but it's kind of far. and I don't think they have the best produce in my
Mm,
in Denver at least. So
mm.
I go to Sprouts,
Okay.
King Soopers, and occasionally Whole Foods just to grab quick things during
Yeah.
the week. So I mix it up, Michelle. I mix
Yeah,
it up.
mix it up,
Yeah.
mix it up.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, so this expression here and there is really good to talk about your habits and to connect with someone about how frequently you do something. Or it could be a way to share in someone's excitement, even if they're not talking about something you do. So maybe they really love sports and you say, "Oh yeah, I watch sports here and there." You can still show that enthusiasm with that kind of expression.
For sure. And I think it can also be used, maybe we'll talk about this in a bit, but I think it can also be used to show how commonplace a thing is, not even related to what we do. For
Mm.
example, in Denver, you can find good Indian food here and there, but it's not necessarily
Ah.
famous for Indian food. You should go to New York for that,
Ah,
right? So that, interspersed,
true.
occasionally you can find it, but
Right.
you'd be better off finding Mexican food here because there's
Yeah.
better Mexican food.
Yeah.
So that kind of scenario is a little
That's a
different
good
from
point.
our own habits, but
Right.
it's an important way to use here and there, I
Right,
think.
about finding something being around. Very yeah, that's a
Yes.
very good point, Lindsay.
Okay, so let's get into it. So we've talked about the two ways in which here and there we can use, as we said, things we find in certain places
Mhm.
and things, and then talking about our own habits. How often do
Mhm.
we do something? Now,
Mhm.
are there we threw out this word occasionally,
Yeah, right.
right?
Yep, so that's
So,
the first one so you can just say occasionally, you could also say on occasion, which is kind
ooh,
of a very
fancy.
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It does feel a little fancier,
It
right?
does. Yeah, it feels fancy to me for
It
some
means the
reason. I'm
same
not sure
thing.
why.
It means
Yeah.
the same thing, but
Yeah, it sounds
yeah.
more articulate or something. So here's a sample sentence for on occasion. I
Mhm.
usually buy my clothes online, but I head over to the outlets on occasion, right?
Mm, mhm,
Nice.
mhm.
Yeah.
Where do you
Okay.
usually buy your clothes? Online or
Oh, I just don't shop very much at all.
yeah,
um Usually I like to physically try them on
yeah.
just cuz I'm small and things just usually don't fit. So I need to go physically to the outlets
Mhm.
or to the shops and try
What
things
are
on.
outlets?
Oh, outlets, good question. So, usually, kind of, like, uh, a collection of stores that usually looks like higher end stuff, but it's been discounted because it
Yeah.
was seconds or it
Last
didn't
season.
sell
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
main
yeah.
market. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, often the outlets I all the outlets I've been to actually are outside. It's like a
Oh,
outdoor shopping
okay,
mall
yeah.
in a way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I the outlets to me are it's like a Disney World. I don't go very frequently or anything, but when I do, it's so
Oh,
exciting because so many things are so much cheaper. So
that's so funny.
yeah, I used to like going to the outlets with my mom when we had a day
Yeah.
off. We would drive on over, and yeah, it's always kind of an exciting. Oh, the outlets!
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a big shopper, but yeah, it is fun getting a deal on something that a pair of jeans that should cost
right,
$300 based on the brand, you can get them for 150. That's a great deal,
right.
right?
Yes,
Um,
exactly,
Good.
exactly. So,
Yes.
okay, so let's talk about another expression. This next one is every once in a while, or you could
Yeah.
say once in a while or every once in a while.
Yeah. So, for example, I don't like football, but I go to a game every once in a while. Right? Nice.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
again, talking about our habits, how frequently we do certain things.
Mhm. Yep. Or
Yeah.
every so often. I do indoor cycling for most of my exercise, but every so often I do a hit class.
Nice. Speaking of sports and football, I actually went to a soccer game, American football,
Oh, really?
sorry, soccer, football is what they would call it in Europe or Latin
Yeah.
America, and
Uh-huh.
Uruguay, Mexico last Wednesday. And the craziest thing happened. All these people rushed the field. Two or three people rushed the field during the game. They
Really?
ran on the field, and like the guy tried to take a selfie with one of the players like while the point was going. It was wild. I'd never seen anything like it. Yeah.
Wait, were you on the field?
No, no, no. No,
Okay.
Michelle, I was in the stands. I would never do that. I'm not crazy like that.
I
But
just
yeah,
can
2 or 3
imagine
people
seeing
no.
Lindsay on TV running across the field with an all ears English banner.
I should do that, not a bad idea. So, yeah, it was a crazy time. I haven't been to a lot of soccer games, but it was fun for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's fun, that's fun.
fun.
So,
Yeah.
and let's do well, I mean, I can think of more even. I'm thinking now of this from time to time. I didn't add that
Time
in,
to
but that's another
time.
good one. Oh, I do that
Mhm.
from time to time. Or what's another one? One more, Lindsay.
Yeah, every now and then, right? Or we also say every now and again. Don't we say that?
Yeah, right?
Every
I didn't
Yeah,
make that
yeah.
up, right?
I think that might be an older phrase. I remember hearing that from, like, friends' parents when I was
Yeah.
young,
Yeah.
right? But, yeah, it is another way to say this occasional nature of something. I
Yeah.
haven't seen her in ages, but every now and again, I shoot her a text.
Right.
Or
Yep.
every now and then, I
Right.
shoot her a text, right?
Yep. Yep, exactly. So these are all ways that you can definitely express the same idea. So should we do a role play? Put a bunch of these
Yes.
together, jumble them up.
Jumble 'em up, Michelle. Let's do it. So here we are friends and we're bumping into each other at the class reunion. Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Here we go. Oh, how have you been?
Good. I haven't been here in ages.
Do you keep in touch with anyone?
Not too much. Well, I see Rachel around here and there, and every now and then I run into Casey at the mall. You?
Every so often I get drinks with the girls.
Oh, that's nice.
You should come.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'd be great. I'm not usually in town, but I'm here on occasion. Also, let me know when you're in my neck of the woods.
I will. I'm there every once in a while.
Great. Sounds like
Nice.
we're never gonna meet up.
Yeah, we're just it's one of those conversations where you both know this
Ah,
is not gonna happen.
yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
It
we'll do
yeah.
really, really, next
Yeah,
time. We have
yeah.
to.
Yeah, there's a lot of niceties, right? It's not that you don't necessarily want it to happen, but it's more like, are we gonna make the effort?
Right,
Maybe
right.
we're kinda distant friends from high school or college and, you know
Right, and, like, it would be nice if the opportunity fell in our laps, but to actually
Yes.
seek it out,
Right, right.
everybody's busy, it's probably not gonna be the person you are going to in your
Yes.
in your free time.
I think that's really what happens in your 30s and 40s when people start to have families,
Yeah.
and just getting busy with their careers, things get really selective,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Don't you think?
exactly. Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to, there's a limited amount of time, so
Right, versus in your 20s, you're like, "Sure, let's go out, let's do that." Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah.
different world in your 20s.
Oh
Yeah.
my. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, Lindsay, let's go through this. So we're talking about if we see people. Lindsay, do you keep in touch with people from high school?
Yeah, there's one so my best friend from high school that we had been best friends since, like, 7th grade. Yes, I'm definitely in touch with her, but she's the only one that
Mhm.
I'm really in touch with, and then she's in touch with a few people, so indirectly, I'm in touch with
Right.
them, kind
Right.
of.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's go through it. So, you asked if I keep in touch with anybody, and I said, well, I see Rachel around here and there, and every now and then I run into Casey at the mall.
And then he said, "You?" And then I said,
Mhm.
"Every so often, I get drinks with the girls." Right?
Mhm, mhm.
And then what do I mean when I say the girls? Like, what do you
Oh,
know
good
about that?
question.
What is that? Yeah.
So it sounds like I know that you are still that maybe there's this group of girls that I
Right.
knew that you were close with in high school, or maybe I was close
Yeah.
with them a little bit too, but the
Right.
girls, it sounds like we know who we're talking about. It's not
Yeah.
just
There's a
random girls.
right. There's a distinct group of girls. Maybe 3 or 4 or 5 girls who were friends in school, and then now we've moved on. But it's a distinct entity of friends. Yes.
Right, and we use that. I mean, we could do a whole follow-up on that, but yeah, we
Yeah.
you use that a lot. "Oh, if you know who the friends are, it's a special group. Oh, the girls, oh, the guys, he's out with the guys, he's out with the girls." So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's important to point out here. And then you said that would be nice. I'm not usually in town, but I'm here on occasion. And again, we said you could also say occasionally, right?
Right, 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 and then you said, "Oh, I'm there every once in a while." So, sounds like we're not gonna see each other.
Yeah, yeah. So what does this mean for connection? What's our takeaway today, Michelle? Where should we
Well,
leave our listeners?
yeah, this is very useful. This was a really great question about here and there. It's used very frequently. You can use it to talk about your habits. You can use it, like Lindsay said, to talk about, what's in the area. So not just your habits, but about
Right.
things that are out in the world. But it's just very, very good for connection to be able to share these things and could lead you to other conversations. So lots of other topics that can come from this.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're really busy with family and life and career, but there are some fun activities that you do here and there,
Yep.
or you seek out a certain kind of international food or interesting, like little tidbits that you can add to show who you are that make you more
Yeah.
interesting, that you can
Yeah.
highlight, right?
Yeah.
And that makes for a great connection. So that's where these phrases come in.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks to pre for that question. Sorry. And have a good one.
Yeah. And guys, don't forget to hit that follow button on the podcast or the app or YouTube. Hit subscribe if you're over there watching All Ears English. All right, Michelle,
All
talk
right.
to you soon.
All right. Bye, Lindsay. Bye, guys.
Bye.